astounding career for someone who is just making parodies. So when I was doing this research, I came across these things where they said that Weird Al is the only one who has like the label of musical parody, which kind of I thought was ridiculous, but it tied in well with some stuff, so I decided to run with it. I'm going to ask you guys to talk about it later, if it's a monopoly or not, but it's been said that Weird Al is the musical comedy industry, and that if anyone else tries to get into it, he pretty much stomps them out. His name's the only name that comes up, and he actually has objected to it himself, but I'm saying new comic artists keep things moving and that he would never like stamp anyone out. But is it possible that he holds a monopoly over a genre that is so complicated and just kind of comic? The Jack Schaefer article, Media Monotony, talked about how in journalism and other things that the dynamics of the markets keep anything from being too dictating. And I think if you look, you'll see several artists that have albums and record deals, and while they're not quite as popular as Weird Al, they're still out there. But if you're really in doubt, if you type parody into YouTube, he isn't really what comes up first. There's like Paxelback and all kinds of stuff that comes up. But there's even just musical comedy that's not parodies, like Mario Kart Love Song, which had 1,400,000 hits as of today, and some other popular things that aren't related to Weird Al at all. Adorno's culture industry. So in the culture industry, he described the media and how this cultural trend brought everyone into what was devoid of original ideas, and everything's very standardized, and the media wants us to buy into this and that, and it's brainwashed. But in his opinion, I guess he was saying I was unable to express or create no individual thought or spontaneous works because they wouldn't become as popular as whatever the current trend was. And actually, before I skip this disc, I just want to talk about the pictures. So Weird Al, not only for this song, The Saga Begins, not only took music from American Pie, but he took the entire the entire plot from The Phantom Menace before it was released, just by rumors and going to a pre-showing. And both George Lucas and Don McLean loved the parody. Lucas Rep said that he had a huge smile on his face when he listened to it. And Don McLean has said that when he's doing live shows, sometimes the lyrics for Anakin Guy pop into his head instead of American Pie. So going back to the Adorno, though, where I was talking. So he theorized in 1944, when the media was kind of very a smaller scale, that it was unable to support as much variety as we're capable now with the technology and the web and digital cable. So I guess it's fair that he would have that skewing, but I would say that nowadays our current media strives to break up anything standardized, and we're very blessed with the variety and options with the web, especially. The current industry is just very original. So even if you do something as popular music, on Weird Al CD, there's like 13 different styles of music, not just one, that show how popular music isn't just one thing that is spoofed. And that's why he's actually so popular and so good at what he does, because he doesn't stick with a genre, he goes with what is popular, and it's constantly changing and showing the variety. So the entire idea of Weird Al is to support this breaking away by mocking the standardization that does occur in popular music. And I suppose why you could argue that first, his original spin on what is popular in music scenes often impacts more powerfully than the original song. So while I personally disagree that it's making us passive and becoming more standardized in terms of our current media, the fact that the music industry is an industry was correctly predicted by Adorno and Horkheimer. They quote from the book was, "Movies and radio need no longer pretend to be art. The truth that they are just business is made into an ideology in order to justify the rubbish they deliberately produce. They call themselves industries." And those two pictures are just Flight of the Conchords, where he cameoed in an awkward Hitchcock kind of way as a magazine, and Rock in the Suburbs with Ben Folds, which he actually directed that music video, which is another facet of his career. Weird Al took what a popular industry is and spun it in order to make it his own and mix it up, but even in the process has turned to create another way of consuming music by making it a parody. Oftentimes his music is more popular, like White and Nerdy. Chameleonaire at the 2006 Music Video Awards presented the award with him, and he thanked him for his Emmy that he won because he said that his song would not have been as popular without White and Nerdy. And even overseas, people have said to him that they think they like his version of the Weird Al song, White and Nerdy, when he's actually the original artist. And so he actually thanked Weird Al for what he did, because he said without Weird Al doing that, his song would not have been as big as it was. So the industry idea, which Adorno and Horkheimer argued to distinct from art, is unarguable due to his career being so heavily based on what is popular, but I don't think it's as parasitic as it is unique, which is what's important. I think it's kind of just sad that, frankly, Walter Benjamin probably just hate Weird Al, because he does do what the work of art in the age of mechanical production argued against, which is he kind of takes the original and takes a piece of his aura and dilutes it and cheapens it in the process. So I think that using his own music and piggybacking it is kind of good and kind of bad. Some artists really don't appreciate it, which he's dressed as Prince in this picture, who actually never let him take anything. Prince always would argue against it, and he wouldn't let him sign anything. And Weird Al has he wouldn't do that because he didn't feel bad about it, but he always asks him, I guess, every few years to see if they'll let him use some of his work and just to see if Prince lightened up, but no go. So he won't let his work be tainted. So while Benjamin went to called Right and Dirty art, and probably no one in the 1930s would have, the spins that Weird Al does in the original pieces of media may be original in their lyrics, but they're probably not as original. The piece is affected. As Chameleonaire said, his piece wouldn't have been as big if Weird Al hadn't done White and Nerdy and made it huge. White and Nerdy has over 400 million views, and I think the song itself has 220 million or something like that. So it's kind of a much more popular thing nonetheless. So that's about it.
Okay, thank you.